Guys, what's up? So I want to do the Eyeshadow Palette Tag 5000. This was made by Chic Geek Makeup here on YouTube. I've seen Angelica Nikovist and Ali Dawson do this, so I thought it would be a lot of fun. And I am in my PJs because it is a stay-at-home day. I am wearing my Barbie makeup. I have a couple more videos planned for the next couple days. And then I'm going to be doing some TikTok content, I think. And I think I'm going to actually film this for TikTok as well. Anyways, I have the palettes and a notes in my phone. I am a lover of beauty and makeup, and I am also a mother, and I post several videos a week. So if you enjoy lots of new content coming your way, please consider subscribing. And let's get into today's video. Number one is palette that you wore on a special occasion, and it is the Pat McGrath Labs Diamond of the First Water palette. This is in collaboration with Bridgerton. So I actually tend to do the same look, and I like how it comes out, and I know it looks good, and that's why I tend to do it every time I have a special occasion. I do this in the crease, this in the crease, and this in the crease. I put this on the lid and this on the inner corner. I don't really touch this shade. This is my favorite. I always reach for this whenever I have a special occasion. I know how the shadows look on me. I feel pretty in them. I know how long they're gonna last, and this is just a good staple palette for me. I even wore this to Halloween last year, and like whenever I was thinking about that, I just kept picturing that look in my head from Halloween, where I had my lashes done and the kids were done up. Jackson was a skeleton and Kai was Mickey Mouse. I'm not going to get every single palette out of my collection because I still have a lot of housework to do. But the second question is palette you love but is repetitive. And I answered this with the ColourPop Smoke and Roses palette because I think that this is a big palette. Generally, I think people are going to answer with mega palettes, in the sense, like not from ColourPop, just big general palettes. I think that this palette is very repetitive in the tones of like, it's just a bunch of pinks. And kind of like with the new Kimchi Chic Beauty, it's so effing bright palette, where even Angelica Nikovist, she was talking about her new makeup releases, was talking about how all the shades are very repetitive, like there's so many duplicate shades. You have to remember that even though they look different in the pan, when they're blended out and other shadows are on top of them, when they're blended out and there's other shadows on top of them, they're gonna look very similar. They're gonna look pretty much the same. Palette you got your money's worth, and I answer this all the time. I think it's the Natasha Denona Glam Face Light palette. I really like this. I have this one in the shade Light. I have all three that she's released, including the dark one. I think that this is so totally worth the money. I love Natasha Denona's quality. I'm trying to get it to where it's not like shining on you. Okay. These shadows, her 5 pans are typically $27, and then this size for a cream blush and one of her highlights is typically like $40. So this being at the $50 mark is like so perfect for if you want to try out her shadows and if you want to try out her cream blushes and highlights. And also, if you get this, you're gonna get a very simple, easy staple like look. Every time I pull this out, I do the same look, yes, because like it says transition, crease, smoke, perfect, outer corner, inner corner, blush, and then highlight. Like I get the same look, yes, and I do exactly what the shades are called, but it's just so mess proof, and it's just so easy. I know the look I'm gonna get whenever I pull this palette out, and I like it. The next question is palette that is an amazing deal, and I answered this a little weird because I definitely think that Natasha Denona could fit in that category. But what I wanted to answer it with is the Glaminatrix palettes. So I have Nocturnal, Nearly Natural, Glamorous, Into the Night. I don't have the You Beauty one, but I am planning to pick up the new Sugar and Spice palette. I think is what it's called. I think that Glaminatrix is a little up there in price. Their palettes are around $50 US. And, you know, by the time it's all done, said, and shipping and handling from Australia, you're going to be about 70, 80 bucks in. So it's definitely an investment, but I think it's worth the investment. Glaminatrix was one of the first indie brands I really tried. I think it was like the third one, and I really, really loved them. Kaleidos and Odin's Eye were probably the first two, and I kind of put them on the back burner because I like Glaminatrix and other brands so much more. I do think Odin's Eye and Kaleidos are good brands, but for my personal preference, I really enjoy Glaminatrix, and I love all of their palettes. I recommend any of them. If you're in the US, you are afforded a privilege like me, where I literally ordered something a day ago and it says it's going to come on Monday, and I'm filming this on a Saturday, so I'm afforded a privilege, which is why I don't care if I have to wait a month a palette. Glaminatrix is also amazing with their customer service. If you have a problem or a question, just email them and they will let you know. And that's my number one thing. As long as I have an open communication with the company, I don't mind waiting a month and a half for products. I don't. Quad that you love and wish was a larger palette. I answered this one a little weird too. I picked the Give Me Glow Pastel, Xenon Pastel bundle. It comes with Xenon and 3 matte pastel blue purple shades. So this is not actually a quad, but it is a quad. Like, I keep it in my quad section because I purchased it as a quad bundle, and I actually purchased a Give Me Glow magnetic quad palette just for this bundle. So I keep it with my quad. So I consider it a quad, even though it was a personalized quad. You can get it on the website. I love Give Me Glow's formula. I think that Give Me Glow is probably one of my top indie brands. I think that they are amazing. I haven't been interested in any of the palettes that they've released recently, but I'm still watching them just because I'm ready to do a purchase. 6 is you love the quality of the eyeshadow but hate the packaging. And I answered with the Danessa Myricks Beauty Lightwork Volume 3 Mini The Experience palette. I've talked about this before. I like the eyeshadows themselves. I think that they're beautiful cream multi-chromes, but I hate the packaging. I've talked about it. It's super thick. It is so thick. I think that is unnecessarily thick packaging, and every time I get it out, I'm just reminded of how much I hate the packaging, and it makes me not want to use it. But I love the eyeshadows. They're beautiful. Number 7 is show your dream palette with singles. So Angelica and Allie actually have the same answers where they didn't want to, and I'm kind of the same, but I've already kind of created it. Okay, let me get it. Find the palette I'm thinking about. So I like singles. I like singles if I have a magnetic palette to put them in. That is my thing because I like creating custom palettes. This is a ColourPop palette, and this is honestly kind of like a perfect palette in my personal opinion. I have always talked about how if I was able to collab with ColourPop and do a 12-pan palette like this and do it Zodiac themed, it'd be so much fun. And this is not the exact color story because there's literally just 2 mattes. But this is kind of like something of what I would pick for a Zodiac theme. Like, I would do, an orange shade like this. I was kind of hoping matte for like Aries, but this is sparkle and I kind of like that too. A brown for Taurus, this light shimmery pink for Gemini, a Cancer shade, Leo shade, a Virgin shade, things like that. Honestly, I would make Virgin probably like matte white, but this is basically like the color story of how it would be Zodiac. Next question, hi Kai, is palettes you would like to combine together. Okay, so I answered it with 2 from the same brand, and that is Pat McGrath Motherships. So this is Subliminal 1. Mine's broken. I know, I'm so sad. I think that she should honestly make these in like the packaging. Like, this is nice, heavy, and luxe, but like put this in the packaging. So this is a cool tone lover's dream. This is honestly the perfect palette I reach for whenever I'm wanting cool tones, and this is Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. This is the perfect palette I reach for whenever I'm wanting warm tones. And you'll definitely see the contrast in the 2 palettes. So I love these. I would literally just take out a couple shades. Like, this shade is perfect. These 2 shades are perfect. Don't mess with Mother Pat's amazing, gorgeous shimmers. Take out these 2 and make them mattes. And then you'd have a black here. And then here, again, don't mess with Mother Pat's special shades. This is perfect. Keep the mattes. And maybe those 2 shimmers. Just add a couple more. I would take out the 2 shimmers in the Subliminal and make them mattes. And I think that would be a perfect kind of like 20-pan palette for everybody, honestly, because you'd have, let's just take a look. You'd have cool tones and you'd have warm tones. And honestly, Pat would probably sell this for like $200. Let's just be honest. Plus, there's no pinks in there. Is the larger palette you wish was smaller, and I have a weird answer to this one as well. So I'm going to answer this with the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette. I know what you're going to say. The Stone Cold Fox palette is smaller. Yes, You can get the same shades in the That's Taupe palette. You can get the same shades in the, what is it called? Crystal Slate palette. And those are smaller. I just think that for those 3 palettes, Simple Box, Crystal Slate, and That's Taupe to all be in their collection is a little much. Okay, and the final question is eyeshadow palette you wish had a matching base palette. This a little weird. But the palette I used to answer this with is Glaminatrix's Nearly Natural palette. You guys know I love Glaminatrix, obviously. Honestly, that is a perfect palette for me. If it had like a matching base palette that had the same kind of quality highlighters as the eyeshadows, and then the same kind of quality as the matte eyeshadows, a couple blushes, pink blushes to kind of go with the pinks in that palette, and then like maybe a bronzer to go with like the warm olive. Like, I'd be down for it. I would buy it. I like Glaminatrix packaging also. They do pretty good with their packaging usually. So I'm pretty excited to try out the Sugar and Spice palette, I think is what it is called. Because it's their first lab-made palette. They've been hand making their other eyeshadows. So I'm very, very nervous because I've seen swatches and I don't think I like the mattes. But that's just from watching videos. Of course, it could change, and I'm very matte heavy and centric when it comes to eyeshadows, so I love mattes, and I'm very, very picky with my mattes. But we will see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell because I post a brand new video every single day. Alright, bye guys.